are going to do a DIY of Applejack. And today she is going to turn into a gingerbread girl. So we are going to use our gingerbread man book and this really cute little plush. It's a gingerbread girl. And we're going to use both of these as an inspiration to help us with what Applejack will look like. We're going to start by painting Applejack's body all brown. So we have our acrylic paint, just a nice brown color that we found at Michael's. And we're just going to start by painting her body, her whole entire body, including her face. This really pretty brown color, and I'm going to try to make it a little bit thin. When it's thinner, it goes on smoother. So I'd rather do multiple coats, really thin multiple coats, than a thick coat, just because it can get kind of clumpy if I don't do thin coats. So the first coat doesn't take very long to paint because you're just kind of going in here and lightly covering her up. Like that. Applejack is completely brown. We put about 6 coats of that brown color on her. And then what we did is we mixed up some of the brown and white color that we have to make her tail and her mane a little bit lighter than her body. So I've already painted her tail a couple coats, and what I'm going to do with her mane is very, very carefully paint around this glitter striping, because we do really love that, and we're going to keep that for this little gingerbread girl. So I'm just going to go in here like this and take the mixture that I mixed up of the brown and white and just paint it around that striping, like that. And if I get any on her body, like I just did a little bit there, I'll just go in with that brown color and cover that back up. So that is not a problem at all. And I'm thinking this will take a few coats as well to completely cover that yellow. Once all of this is covered, the tail and the mane, we're thinking we're going to add some real pretty glittery gold nail polish to both of them. Just a little bit, since she's already got that striping in her mane there. So we'll just add a little bit of that to her tail and mane to make them shimmer and shine and glitter them up a little bit. So we're going to work on that, and we'll show you those results in a second. Applejack is completely covered now, her tail and her mane. It took about 5 coats to get that brown color on, but she is completely covered. And so what we're going to do now is add a little bit of that golden glittery color nail polish to her tail and to her mane. But we're going to do a very, very light coat, because especially up here in her mane, because she's already got that real pretty gold striping. So we're just going to add just a little bit of shimmer to that. And this is great because it's also going to seal her. The nail polish does seal your ponies. We won't, though, be putting it on her body, so I will use some sealer for that later that we got from Michael's, and it seals up your acrylic paint really nice. So I'm going in here and adding this real pretty gold glimmer to her tail. That looks really pretty. We love adding glitter to our projects, so this nail polish was a good color that we thought would look pretty on our Applejack. Just like that. So I'm going to let this dry, and then we are going to put around her hooves some white paint, and that's going to look, we're going to zigzag it to look like icing. So we'll let this dry, I'll finish this out, and then we'll let it dry and work on the icing on her little hooves. Applejack has glitter in her mane and tail, and now we're going to be working on the icing, and we're going to put it around her hooves here. And for that, we're going to use a shimmery acrylic paint color. It is called Shimmer Egg. But if you don't have this particular color, white would look very, very pretty. This particular paint color has a little, it's kind of like pearly. So we're using this on our Applejack. What I'm doing is I'm going to use a toothpick. And I'm going to go in on her hooves. The fun part about this is it doesn't really need to look perfect because icing, you know, it always is kind of runny looking. So I'm just going in with the toothpick, and I'm going to do little zigzag motions like this here to make it look like she's got little icing around her hooves, since she is our little gingerbread cookie. So I'll be doing this on all 4 of her hooves, and we'll let that dry, and when that dries, I'm going to seal her up. And then we'll be working on some accessories for this cute little gingerbread little Applejack here. Applejack has icing on her hooves, and we decided to add some icing to her ears as well. So I'm just adding a little bit of that paint to the top part of her ears. And the fun part about this is that even if it dripped a little bit, that would look really, really cute. So if your paint drips when you do this, it'll just look like there's a little bit of icing running down her little ear there. So I'm going to do that to both sides of her ears here, on both ears. And once this dries, we'll finally seal her up and add some fun little accessories to our gingerbread Applejack. Applejack is all sealed up, and what I used for that is this Duraclear gloss varnish from Deco Art, and I just used a little bit on my paintbrush and brushed it all over her. And you can get this at Michael's, is where we got it. And now that that's dry, we're going to be working on a couple accessories for Applejack. And we thought what we would do is make her a headband out of pipe cleaner. And then what we're going to do is make it a gumdrop headband. And so we're going to use quite a few colors of pipe cleaner for that. We're going to take this black pipe cleaner and shape it to her head in the shape of a headband. And then I'm just going to cut it to the right size that way we need for this to fit on her head. And for the gumdrops, I'm going to glue those on top of the black headband there. And we're going to use red and pink and some green and yellow pipe cleaner for those gumdrops. And I'm just going to cut very, very, very small pieces off the end of each of these colored pipe cleaners. And like I said, then I'll just glue those tiny pieces to the top of her headband, and hopefully it looks somewhat like a gumdrop headband for our Applejack. Applejack's headband turned out really cute. We love it. And I did use hot glue for the gluing part of this. So if you do want to use hot glue, definitely get your mom or your dad or another adult to help you, because obviously it's hot glue and it's hot. So just make sure you get some help with that. And if you want to use Elmer's glue, you could try that as well and see if that would hold these pieces onto her little headband. We did not glue on her headband, so we can take it on and off of her head. We just think that looks so cute. Now for her neck area, I did want to make her a red bow, and I was going to make that out of yarn like this, but I just couldn't get it small enough. I tried and tried to make a really tiny little yarn bow. It just seems a little bit big for her. She's such a tiny pony, and I just couldn't make it small enough. So what I'm going to do instead is I have some diamond wrap ribbon. It's not jemmies, so they're not stickers. It's more like ribbon material, but it looks like jemmies. Really pretty diamond green wrap. And so what I did was I cut a little bit of it off, just a piece of it. And what I'm going to do with that piece, I'm going to size it to her neck, and I'm going to cut that and glue that on, and she'll just be wearing a really pretty green gemmy necklace. So I'm going to go do that, and we'll show you the final results of our cute little gingerbread Applejack. Here is Ginger Girl Applejack. She looks absolutely adorable. We had so much fun DIYing her. I always say that, but it is always just so much fun. For her, we gave her this gumdrop little headband and her really pretty gemmy looking necklace there, and it just looks so cute on her. So there she is. We just love the way the icing turned out on her hooves and her real pretty glittery mane and her tail. Just so much fun to DIY her. We hope you enjoyed watching this DIY little Applejack. And I'll show you too, her little headband comes off, so you can see the pretty icing up top on her ears there. So there she is. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time, Diamonds. Bye! It's time for Chalk Talk, and today our question is, what are your favorite kind of cookies? Let us know your answers in the comments below. Bye!